Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Carla, and happy Vlogmas day 11. Okay, so I thought these last 2 days, instead of being very Christmassy, would be a recap on my year. Because why not recap the amazing year I've had and the growth I've experienced? So I've had so many achievements over the year, and here are basically a few things that I've done each month, but a few things that I haven't added to this but I do want to give like a little mention to is I started my first ever public TikTok account that has now reached 266 followers from when I started, I believe, at the start of the year, which is great. I have become an ambassador for Bubble, for Rather Peach, and for Katoris Gifts, which obviously I will leave a link down below to the Bubbles website, Rather Peach website, and I will give you guys each discount code that I have for Bubble and Rather Peach, and the code to Katoris Gifts. But they're just a few of my achievements from this year. Let's get into my 2025 recap. Okay, so it's not just going to be one thing, it will be like a few things. So on the 1st of January, we went to go watch the waves and the lightning on the beach. I have a video of the waves. It was very fun. I also took quite a lot of pictures of the sunrise and the sunset. Obviously, if it's like a big thing, I will put the picture here. I also had a lovely fruit salad with honey on it. That was January. It wasn't a very eventful month, as January is very slow at the start of the year. Now on to February. So February, I went in a ferry for the first time in a lorry. I went to the Isle of Wight for the very first time, and my brother has this little penguin in his lorry that we took with us. I took a video of us getting onto the ferry with the water. That was like my most exciting part of the month. I didn't really do much in February. I also did a cutesy little picnic for Valentine's Day for me and my mum and my sister, and I got gifts for that as well. Now we are on to March. This year has been a big year for me on driving because I haven't passed my driving test yet. However, I did pass my theory test, which is a picture of me. I'm just checking it doesn't say. Okay, no. A picture of me being surprised with going to the test centre because my friends said, we're going to surprise you. I knew it was coming, but I just didn't know the day or the location because we didn't want to do it where I did before. And then I can't show this picture, I don't think, on YouTube. Basically, I went to Airsoft for the first time. I cried because I had the biggest anxiety attack from that. I also, apparently that's all I did in March. I did my test in Airsoft. Oh, well, that was a very slow month as well, apparently. April, I started to do social media a lot more. Like, I was posting, I became very active on it. So for me, a big thing is when celebrities, people I look up to, influencers and that lot notice their audience. So basically, How Very Hannah, which is Hannah Lowther, which I followed from Heather's, when she was in Heather's, I posted a story because she said, post on your story you're following, and I followed her on it, on her How Very Hannah podcast, and the How Very Hannah account and Hannah herself, she liked it, and I was like, oh my god, I need to capture this moment. So that was fun. I also went to a local farm that do flavoured milks, so I got I think it was a caramel. I got caramel flavoured milk in a bottle. I also went to rugby, and there were flares this time and smoke, which was so fun. I also went away for the first time in the year. I went to the Peak there in the Yorkshire Dales. That's where it is, in the Yorkshire Dales, and it was beautiful. You have like a little cabin and a hot tub, and I went with my friends, and then we're into May. From May to October, I feel like is more busy for our family with having lorry drivers in our family. So obviously we went to truck show, and we saw so many lorries and different designs. One of my favourites was this Scania V8 in purple and white. No, right, never mind. I have this photo in May because I took a screenshot of it because that's when it arrived. But in April, I became an ambassador for Rather Peach, and this is when my jacket arrived. We also went to Derby Forest, and I was repping my Rather Peach. We also went to Oliver's Mount in May. Now we're on to June. June was so quiet. However, it was the first time I had ever gone in a car with my best friend to Meadow Hall. So we went to Meadow Hall in Danielle's car, and we took a photo in the mirror of Victoria's Secret's perfume part. I went to Race the Waves with my mum, which is vintage cars racing across the beach. And then I also went to my first ever bike race at Oliver's Mount. It was amazing. I had never been to like a bike race before, and that was so fun. Also in June, I had my photo taken as a flag bearer, which was also cool because it looks so great, like professionally. And then we're on to July. July was basically for me to make so many memories. So if I can find it, I will show you guys. Me and Danielle took this photo when we were younger, like in year 7, when we was 11. And then we took this photo when we was 18 and 19 in the same space because we wanted to see how much we had grown up. And then also in July, I finally got my hands on the Lando Norris Monster, but I also got recognised by Infornation, the Instagram account, which was another huge thing for me. I went to my second bike race at Oliver's Mount. So now we're into August, and also we went to the Driffield Truck Fest, and I became a ambassador for Catoris Gifts. This is the company, and I have a code down below for you guys to check out. Go look her up on Facebook, Instagram, and her website, and use my code. Also with Driffield Truck Fest, I took more photos of trucks. I also went to Cadwell Park for the first time, Now we're into September. September was a huge, other than like memory huge, it was a huge month for me as I passed my theory test on the 18th of September, which was a huge thing for me and my family because I've been wanting to drive ever since I was little, and my love for cars just grows bigger and bigger every day. But the Halloween autumn things at Starbucks were out, and I got a brownie with a hot chocolate, and that was when I found my love for chai tea. I also went to rugby and got chocolate covered strawberries, which became a staple at every rugby match. I also, for the first time, got to sit closer than pitch side at a rugby match. Like, I could step onto the grounds, and I got to step on the pitch, when we raise our flags. Normally we sit behind the barrier. I ordered my Freya Sky t-shirt for my first piece of merch that I've ordered myself and not bought at a concert. I ordered the limited edition Freya Sky shirt. Another huge thing in September that happened also through like previous months was the Descendant Zombies Worlds Collide tour. I watched that for the final time. On a live stream. It seems like so long ago that happened. I have a video. I'm gonna put it in here without the sound because there's things in there that I personally do not want to share on the internet. And obviously I don't mind if you live, like, I don't mind sharing so much on the internet, but some things I do want to keep private. But this video I don't mind sharing without the sound on because it's me telling my best friend that I had passed. On the end of September was when Christmas things started coming in, and we went to the garden centre and basically just decided we were going to take so many photos. Now we're into October, which became a huge month for my TikTok for so many reasons. I went live for the first time and there was 268 viewers on there. Like 268 people were watching me, which is crazy to think that people actually sit and watch me when I'm alive. We went to Truckfest again at Newark this time. So many great trucks. There was a dinosaur truck as well. That was cool. I also got noticed by a DZ creator. So if people that don't know me, I don't post a lot of DZ content, but I post day content of DZ. And there is a huge creator that I feel like a lot of DZ fans know, especially since she met them, was London. And she liked my comments, she liked my video, she liked my stories. And that was a huge thing for me because she noticed me. And she also noticed me on her live. And I have like loads of screenshots from her liking my videos and that. Liking my video, liking my comments and everything. I also tried Celsius for the first time. I tried the Cosmic Via, VIAE. It tasted like Palm Violets. It's not the best flavour that a drink could be, but I'm not going to knock Celsius until I've tried the other drinks. Now we're into November, which was a hard month for me regarding an old video. So, a DZ dancer. Obviously we're only up to the 22nd of December, but obviously I have a few more days of my year, but I will make sure to put my recap onto Instagram so you guys can see. There will probably be some other photos on there than the ones in this video as well, so enjoy them. But me and Danielle made a gingerbread house together. We went to the garden centre and saw an axolotl. Spotify Wrapped came out, and my top 5 artists were Freya Sky, Taylor Swift, Alex Warren, Milo Manheim, and Miles Smith. However, my top songs were Who I Thought I Knew by Freya Sky, Dream Come True by Freya Sky and Malachi Barton, You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift, North by ADMT, and My Own Way by Freya Sky. How many minutes I listened to music? 96,722 minutes. Disney Music noticed me. That was a huge thing. I went to the Christmas market in York with Danielle and my sister and my niece. And that was everything from my 2025 recap. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Bye.